Hi everyone, time for another tutorial, this time an all-time classic, What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. I built the arrangement around his version with a few minor tweaks, but there are so much different versions and arrangements available. You probably recognize some other artists' version in it as well. The guitar is in standard tuning, no need to retune or detune, there's no capo needed. The only special thing is I'm playing this arrangement with a pick, and sometimes hybrid picking is needed, so sometimes I will use the middle finger or ring finger to play a few extra notes. It's perfectly possible as well just to play it in fingerstyle without a pick, just thumb and fingers on the right hand. So here we go, let's start out with the intro. Hi everyone, another quick little insert right after editing the video. I took a bit of a different approach on this one. So after editing the first 4 or 5 tutorial videos, I always ended up getting incredibly long videos, 30 to 40 minutes long, and I noticed that I do repeat myself quite a lot. So for this video I actually tried going over everything just a little bit faster to keep the length of the video down a bit, but I hope that doesn't interfere with the quality of the education. So just let me know down in the comments, is everything clear like this, or do you like me to go back to the longer videos with a lot of the extra explanation where I repeat certain phrases 2, 3, 4 times, or does this work just as well for you? So just let me know, have fun with the video, and see you next time. Bye. Let's start out with the intro. We're starting out with an E chord centered around the 5th or 4th fret. The root is on the 7th fret, so this one is derived, if you know the gauge system, from the C shape to play the E chord in. And we're starting out with the open A string, 6th fret, 6th fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. And we're going to move over to an E sus4 chord by just putting our pinky down at the 7th fret on the D string. So it sounds like this, and we're all constantly arpeggiating up and down. If you play this with just plain fingers as well, sounds like this, and it looks like this. So thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and back. I'm used to playing it with a pick, so that's what I'm gonna stick with today. So here we go. You can just loop this around until you're ready to play the melody. And then we move over to a B chord. We're keeping the E note in the bass, and we're playing a bar chord at the 4th fret. So we get... First bar is again the same E chord, so I'm hammering on to the 4th fret while adding the bass note. So hammering on and playing the bass note. If that feels unnatural, you can just as well play them both at the same time if you're using a pick with the middle finger. Pinky on the 7th fret over to a G sharp minor chord. Then open A string, and we're going to move to an open A added 9th voicing, this one, to the A chord, 7th fret, 6th fret, so 7th fret on the D string, 6th fret on the G string, and then we need the pinky again for the melody note at the 9th fret. Back to the 7th fret to the G sharp. Move everything down 2 frets to F sharp. Back up to the 7th fret for the melody note. And back to to the same E chord we played before. Then a G sharp dominant 7th chord, and hammering on from the 4th fret to the 5th fret on the C sharp minor chord. So let's take that slowly up until that point. So we're starting out on the E chord, to the G sharp minor, A, back to G sharp minor, F sharp, E, G sharp dominant, to C minor. That's the whole part. Now, without the commentary. And then over to an open C chord. So we're starting out with just a plain C chord, adding the pinky on the 3rd fret, remove the pinky 1st fret, and then removing the index finger as well for an open string. And that's how you get that descending melody line over the C chord. To the D note with the pinky, to the 1st finger, and to an open string. Thumb, for me, it's a standard way of playing, to use the thumb once in a while to play bass notes as well. So thumb on the 2nd string, on the 2nd fret on the low E string. You can also just play it with the index finger. And then you need all 4 fingers except the thumb. So index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and the pinky. Over to a B chord. So the B chord, I'm skipping the F sharp down here. So I'm just playing 2nd fret on the A string, 4th fret on the G string, 4th fret on the B string, over to, from the 4th fret, an open E string, and then to laying down the bar on top and playing the 2nd fret. And back to the same E chord we started out with. So from the open C chord, chord, G sharp with a raised 5th, to A major 7th, and B dominant 7th to close down the 1st verse. So from the C chord, so after that we're gonna play the 2nd verse. 2nd verse is identical to the 1st verse except for the last part in which we're going to transfer to the bridge part. Let me play the 1st verse one more time, and when I'm completely through it, I'm gonna head over to the 2nd verse right away. I'll slow back down and give you the extra explanation as soon as we end up on the part that changes. So from the beginning. second verse, a bit more up to tempo. So if you want to refer to anything in the tablature, use the first verse, it's identically the same. I'm gonna play the second one now, a bit more up to speed. And that's the only difference. So the first time when you end up on the B chord, you're gonna play to the C sharp on top of the E chord, and the second time, same chord, but you're playing the fifth string on the B fifth fret, sorry, on the B string, to end up on an E instead of ending up on a G sharp. So the second time. And we're ending back up in the intro, so you can just repeat the intro as well. I like to throw in a little A minor chord in between, just to give it a little bit of a different sound than the first time. So what I usually play is to an A chord with a low E in the bass, and then to an A minor chord with an E in the bass. To the same E chord. So then it's time to head over into the bridge. Now, when I'm playing the bridge, I'm going to use quite a few muted bass notes. So I'm going to use the pick to strike the bass string, but I'm going to mute with the side of the palm of my hand. So you get this percussive sound in the bass. You can also do this while you're playing fingerstyle, but the tone is probably gonna be a bit flimsy. It's not gonna have a lot of attack, so it could be necessary just to leave the muting altogether if you're going to play fingerstyle. Okay, so I'm going with the pick now. This is what it sounds like. So we're starting up on a B chord. I'm again fretting the bass note with the thumb. You can just as well play the whole bar chord. This just feels easier for me. So this is what you get. So what I'm playing is index finger, middle finger and ring finger are playing the melody on top, and I'm using the pick to play a muted bass line in 8 notes. That's the effect. So the melody line. And then we're moving over to an E chord. So instead of playing the bar chord like this with the 7th fret here, just gonna play an open E string down below. So I'm playing the bar on the 9th fret, pulling off from the 10th fret to the 9th fret, while keeping the 8 notes going in the bass. So that means that the first bass note is going to come together with the middle finger, and then while I'm doing the pull off, the second bass note has to be played. So the whole part, starting from the B chord. Second time, so next 4 bars are exactly the same. And then we're moving over to the next part. You're basically playing what you could recognize as a D minor shape, down below, all the way up with the index finger on the 6th fret. If we transfer to the second part, this is what it sounds like. look at that part. So after this chord, after the G sharp minor chord, we're going to head over to C sharp minor, 9th fret, full bar chord, to the same G sharp minor chord we already used in the verse. Back to the same C minor chord. And then I'm moving over to, again, a G minor chord, this time a G minor 7, but I'm going to play this one all the way up on the 11th fret. So depending on your guitar, this might cause some struggling. So we're going for this shape, 11th fret, 13th fret, 11th fret with the bar chord and the middle finger on the 12th fret. So we're just dropping down the G sharp minor 7th shape down 2 frets to the 9th fret to an F sharp minor 7 chord, and then a diminished shape, 6th fret, 7th fret, 6th fret, 7th fret. So it's a symmetrical shape, but if you haven't played diminished chord yet, this will probably feel a bit alien to your fingers. So what you get is F sharp minor 7, 4th fret, 6th fret, and a little bar chord, two times the 5th fret. If this doesn't work out, that little bar with the middle finger, you can use 2 fingers as well, just like this. To another exactly the same diminished chord, but on the 3rd fret instead of on the 6th fret, and then a B 9th chord on the 2nd. So that's the melody line you get is. And that's it for the whole bridge. So let's take that again from the top of the bridge. We're straight into the last verse, which is again identical to the first and second verse, only the end part is gonna be different again. So here we go. This is the part where the changes start happening. So once you end up on the end, E chord, G sharp, minor 7th, flat 5, to a C sharp dominant 7th chord. So this one we already saw. Then we're moving over 4th fret on the low E string, 4th fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string, 4th fret on the high E, and then the 4th fret on the low E string changes string, so we're heading up for the A string, and the 3rd fret is dropping down 1 fret to the C sharp. Over to an F sharp minor chord, with a melody on top. A B dominant 7th sus4 chord, so long name, basically just moving into the intro again. If you want to close down the song, feel free to use that one A minor chord to close everything down with. So maybe I was getting ahead of myself. So let's take one more look at that difficult section with all the bit more complex chords. So from the E chord, going to a G minor 7 flat 5 chord, to the C dominant 7th chord. Usually I will play either a subtle stroke downward or even upward for the F sharp minor chord. B dominant 7th, sus4. To a plain B chord, open string, 2nd fret, and into the intro. To A minor, and ending the song on an E major chord. So that was the whole arrangement for What a Wonderful World. I hope you have fun with it, and see you next time.